Hello and welcome to the world of Craig. Yes, that's me, I'm Craig, and this is my channel where we get into all things hair and sometimes a little bit of beauty. But I'm not at home in front of my lights. No, I'm not. I'm in the centre of London's Covent Garden, and I thought it's a gloomy Sunday. Let's go and have a look at the Boots flagship store. That's a drugstore if you're over in the US, and see what hair care they have on offer. Come on. We're in, and this is the flagship store, like I've mentioned, of Boots. It's really, really cool. It's had a bit of a reboot, a revamp, and there's a massive beauty hall downstairs. There's a lot to go through. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I've not done it before, so bear with me, but there is a lot I want to talk about. Briefly, I didn't know that Boots stocked Philip Kingsley. There's a video about this here on my channel, and I will link it down below in the description. This Flaky Itchy Scalp is one of my go-tos. It's such a brilliant product. Such fantastic ingredients and a great formulation. Just a small amount of the line actually, mainly the Flaky Itchy Scalp, but like I said, I'll link that down below. Let's get into some other stuff and see what they have. Oh, I can already see some stuff some things I want to chat about. Right, I'm down on the floor. Nexus, have you ever heard of Nexus? Now, this was an iconic brand. When I first started hairdressing like 35 years ago, I think we used to stock this in the salon I worked in, and the brand was bought by Alberto Culver, which is a huge beauty house, if you like, a huge skincare, hair care, etc, etc. I think primarily hair care, but it's having a revamp and it's stocked here in Boots, which I'm really surprised at because it was always like a professional line. This is their Therapy Ultimate Moisture Shampoo. The formulations on these products are really, really, really good. This has got sodium lauryl sulfate in it, which isn't a bad thing. Sodium lauryl sulfate gets a lot of bad rep, but it isn't a bad thing. Wheat protein, hydrolyzed wheat protein, keratin as well. So yeah, elastin. So it's, you know, it's a great formulation for the drugstore. Premium price point, $16.99. So it's not, you know, it's not a £5, $5 product, but Nexus is a great line, and I'd actually like to get into trying some of this again. They used to have some amazing styling products. I don't know if they still exist, but yeah, Nexus. Still down on the floor, and worth mentioning that Nexus has a purple shampoo and conditioner. Most brands do. I don't know how pigmented these are, but if it has a similar formulation to how the rest of the products did, and again, I haven't used these for a long time, I have just noticed, there's one over here, that they have Humectress. We used to retail so much of this back in the day in the salon. I think this is another, yeah, so it's a moisturising conditioner, lactic acid in there, which is great for hair and scalp health. What else have we got in here? We've got citric acid, which is really good for the pH of hair, helps to balance out the pH, so it makes the cuticle smooth. Hydrolyzed elastin in here as well. Glycerin, which is really moisturising for the hair. Oh, it's got dimethamine in it, so that's a form of dimethicone, so that makes the hair very smooth. Let's remember, silicone is not Satan. Dimethicone is a form of silicone, but it makes the hair smooth and shiny and manageable. So it's a great ingredient, and it's water soluble. So, you know, the silicone police, don't worry. But yeah, another great formulation. I need to try some of these again and see what they're like. So moving on up, something I have used is Andrew Fitzsimons. This is his line, and unfortunately, I did do a video that's here on my channel, I'll link it down below, about the styling products because the formulations are amazing, but I was calling him Andrew Fitzsimmons, but he's not, he's Andrew Fitzsimons. Sorry, Andrew. But the formulations are great. If you want my honest opinion, I think they're dupes for other products, but I did a big job with about 100 dancers and we needed a lot of product, and I stocked up my kit with these, and they're so brilliant. Really, really effective performing, high performing products. I love, they have a texture spray, which is in the same canister but red, and it's so brilliant. I haven't used the wet line, the shampoos and conditioners. I do have a client that has used this Amethyst Blonde, and they really, really, really loved it. Some beautiful packaging components. These are custom, so they would be really expensive to make. They're not something that you see a lot of. So any packaging that's custom like this is very expensive. Great price points, and they're often on 3 for 2. I haven't looked at the ingredients of the shampoos and conditioners. Okay, there's dimethicone derivative in there. There is silica that makes the hair shiny, citric acid. Okay, there's some alcohol in there. I mean, you know, for that sort of, what's that? Venereal Eileen and Olivia, so it's dedicated to someone. Purple conditioner cools down unwanted brightness. And yeah, leave on 2 to 3 minutes rinse well. So a good product, but remembering that, you know, at this sort of price point, products aren't going to contain, you know, lots of chemicals in the formulations, but that's not a bad thing. You know, these things are very effective if formulated in the correct way. Andrew Simmons, definitely worth checking out. How nice would they look in your bathroom? Yeah. So, have you heard of Kristen S? She was an early adopter of Instagram and does the most incredible hair. She's an incredible stylist, but she has a line that's available limited kind of outlets over here in the UK. Huge in America. I think it was big in Target. This is her curl conditioner, moisture-rich curl conditioner. A very small amount of product right down the bottom there. Again, great price points, you know, sort of around the 12, 13 pounds price point. I haven't used the wet line, the shampoos and conditioners, but looking at the formulation of this, the writing is so tiny weeny. It's basically, there's fragrance in there, so if that's something that you might react to, this might not be for you. Glycerin, there is, let's have a look, linseed, hydrolyzed linseed, which would be very moisturizing. Panthenol, which is really moisturizing as well. So it is really a moisturising conditioner, which curls need. You know, they need to be hydrated and moisturised to make them smooth. Actually, the formula, sodium lactate, sodium hydroxide, yeah, I mean, it's a really great formula, as you would expect from a kind of seasoned hairstylist, if you like. But I haven't used the wet line, but I have used, with the Kristen S, I have used the styling products. And I think we'll keep this to kind of like shampoos and conditioners today, like hair care, as you like. What we call in the industry is wet line. But I have used this thickening spray, Instant Lift, which I absolutely loved. I'd forgotten how much I loved it. I tried so many different things. But this is basically a volumizing product, which has got, you know, like a lot of copolymers in there, copolymer, some alcohol, which it needs to do its job. Let's have a look what else is in there. Yeah, glycerin as well, so it's moisturizing, avocado oil, mango seed butter. So this has a sunflower. So sunflower seed oil is really interesting because that is not only a heat protectant, but it's also a sun protectant. So this was quite a pokey, you know, quite a lifting, thickening spray with quite a lot of hold and memory, but I really, really enjoyed this. In fact, I might get some more. I've got so many sprays, but I love a spray. Yeah, Kristen S. Again, I think it's available online at Boots too, so definitely worth checking out if you're after some new styling. Now, I find this really interesting in that some of the brands, you've got John Frieda here, you've got Garnier, Ultimate Blends, which is L'Oreal, shampoo bars. So they're obviously, you know, sustainability. This is actually all under the bracket of sustainable toiletries. But it's interesting that the brands are starting to produce these. Plastic-free purchase. Uplifting blue lotus flower. Gently cleanses and lathers, providing fine, flat hair with touchable volume. Now, shampoo bars are good for finer textured hair, actually. Let's have a look what's in here if I can get out of the shadow. Vegetable oil, sodium, yeah, water. So it has very minimal ingredients. It has a few extracts there, propylene glycol. So yeah, I mean, a very, very clean, to use a word, formulation. I haven't used shampoo bars. I do have a few clients that use them and really like them, but maybe it should be something that I should be getting into because of the sustainability. Interesting, but interesting that they're bringing them out. If these brands that are spending, you know, like Garnier are spending this money on this kind of development, 94% plant-based strengthening, honey treasures, damaged hair prone to breakage. If they're bringing them out, then it's really, sorry, there's a shadow. If they're bringing them out, then it's really interesting. It's something to think about, for sure. This seems to be like the scalp area. We have Regain over here, which is a topical hair growth treatment. They have one for, they're all for women actually there. It's based with minoxidil, it works, it's clinically proven to work. Obviously, consult your doctor if you're unsure, because there are some contraindications with this. Sometimes it's not the most pleasant product to use. I used the one that was formulated for men years ago and I didn't really like, made my scalp quite sensitive. We have T-Gel, which is a kind of classic. We have something over here, which we'll talk about in a second. But we have Head & Shoulders, okay? Now this really gets bashed. And Head & Shoulders is owned by Procter & Gamble, okay? And I remember, we all remember perhaps as hair professionals, even if you're a consumer watching this, hello, that hairdressers often told you to use Head & Shoulders if you didn't like your colour or you didn't like your perm. But this contains the active ingredient in Head and Shoulders, where, let me see if I can find it there. There we go, is pyroxene olamine, which is the same as the Philip Kingsley line. So it's very interesting. There are other things in here, like there's dimethicone, there'll be a lot of fragrance in here as well. There's some alcohol, yeah, propylene glycol, which is a preservative, yeah, dimethicone here, citric acid, which will level the pH out. But Procter & Gamble have millions and millions of pounds to put into the development of products. So it's not going to be horrible, and I think it is the best-selling shampoo in the world. So, you know, is it as good as something, is it the same as something you would buy from the salon? No, but it is a great formulation. They have a bear formula here. Oh my goodness, that packaging is fab. I think that might be, what are we looking at here? Yeah, so basically free of silicones and dyes. So it comes in lots of different, oh hello, lots of different SKUs now, because that's what people want. So the perils of filming in a Boots chemist in a shop is interesting. It's a new experience for me. I hope that the sounds coming in and out of people talking and stuff isn't annoying. But let's talk about Alpacin. Now this is really interesting, and I see a lot of guys in the gym using this. I'd just like to mention that caffeine in a shampoo is not going to stimulate hair growth. You know, there are several things that stimulate hair growth or that make you retain your hair. So minoxidil that we just talked about, the Regain is one. Is it Rogaine or Regain? It's Regain. And then you can take minoxidil orally as well, and then there's a product that's called Propecia finasteride. Propecia is the brand name, finasteride is the drug name, which I have been taking for a long time, about 25 years, that helps you to retain your hair. You need to see a doctor for that. You know, it's a medication, but caffeine will not fight against hair loss. It really won't. I see so many guys using this in the gym, and it's just a load of nonsense. I'm sorry, controversial yet bold. The base of this is sodium lauryl sulfate, which is fine. Salicylic acid, which is great for scalp health. We've got salicylic acid here, but I think there are other products that have better formulas really containing salicylic acid. Panthenol, which will swell the hair up slightly, so it will give it like a thickening effect if you like. Wheat protein, hydrolyzed wheat protein. Oh, and interesting, this has pyroxene olamine in it as well. So it has the same ingredients as the Head and Shoulders and as the Philip Kingsley shampoo. But caffeine does not make your hair grow. It really doesn't. I've got a couple of supplements here, which I don't really know very much about. I know Viviscal is very popular, and Perfectil is a very popular one as well. In my opinion, you know, these supplements are nice to take, and if they give you that peace of mind and, you know, make you feel like you're actively doing something, but in my opinion, I think you're better off sourcing individual vitamins and eating a well-balanced diet. You know, they're not cheap, and if you're going to take them constantly, this one has got biotin and zinc in it, and it's to support the maintenance of normal hair growth. What else have we got in here? Vitamin C, niacin, biotin, iron, zinc, horsetail extract, I don't know who she is, millet seed extract. I mean, yeah, I'm afraid that the hair loss industry is worth a lot of money, and people will take your money. So just be careful and do your research and read lots of reviews, and, you know, before you go into taking something. You'd obviously have to take it for a long time to see any results, if there were going to be any results. But in my opinion, a balanced diet, you know, lots of vitamin, lots of vegetables and fruit and all of that stuff is better than taking a supplement. Now, interestingly, I've not seen this brand before, this Nanogen, and I'm not sure who it's. I don't know the brand that it's made by. Let's have a look. No, don't recognise that name. But this, you know, like I was talking about with the hair loss industry, this is a shampoo luxe for women, thickening hair experience, okay? And the ingredients of this, I had a little look, the ingredients are teeny weeny, so it's not got a bad ingredient to this. It's got panthenol, which is going to make the hair feel thicker. There's glycerin in there, which will make it moisturised. But then it's also got, if you look further down the line, it's got citric acid in it as well. It's got polyester in it. And interestingly, that will adhere to the hair and make the hair feel thicker. Zinc chloride, that's very good for scalp health as well, for like calming, and benzoic acid as well. So, you know, it's a great formulation, but is it actually going to make your hair grow through thicker? No, this is going to make your hair feel thicker. So this is shampoo that moisturizes, gentle scalp exfoliation, sensual fragrance. So if it has fragrance in there, just to warn you that if you are sensitive to fragrance, and lots of people are, it might be something that, you know, you need to look at. But yeah, there's a lot of money in hair loss and thickening products. It's a big industry. So I had no idea that Aveeno has shampoos and conditioners. Did you know? Did you know? Aveeno is based on colloidal oatmeal. So where are we? Right there. So colloidal oatmeal, which is very soothing and calming. I really like their skincare, like their body products, and I think I've used one of their body washes before. But I didn't know that they did shampoos and conditioners. Volumizing for fine hair, lightweight moisture for hydrated, soft and healthy looking hair. Clinically proven. So this has made with, oh there we go, made with colloidal, try saying that on a Sunday without your teeth in. Oat, sulfate-free surfactants. Sulfate products with sulfates in are not bad. So this basically has the oatmeal extract as the main ingredient here. Peppermint oil, a lot of people are sensitive to essential oils. That might be quite, you know, full on. Cucumber fruit water, I'm not sure what that's going to do. Rosemary. Rosemary's, you know, a lovely scent, and it can be stimulating if you like, but it's not going to actually stimulate hair growth like all those rosemary oils on TikTok, goodness me. What else have we got in here? Hydrolyzed potato starch, so that is actually going to make the hair feel thicker. Glycerin for moisture, citric acid. So yeah, it's interesting. Coconut acid. I mean, this isn't, if I'm honest, this isn't my favorite formulation that we've looked at today, but Aveeno, who knew? Shampoos and conditioners. Oh, this is the fresh greens blend. They have apple cider vinegar, of course they do. That was, do you remember that? That was such a huge trend. So yeah, newness. Maybe not newness, it's maybe been around for a while. Oh look, we have smoothing as well. Of course we have a SKU for every sort of hair and a colour protect. Blackberry and quinoa, or quinoa. So there's a lot of styling in here as well, but we will keep this to hair care. If you would like me to deep dive into some of these styling products, some that I look at that look very familiar, let me know in the comments down below. And if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more of this type of video, then you know exactly what to do, don't you? But yeah, this is fun to film. I'm really enjoying myself. But I think we'll keep styling potentially for another time. Let's talk L'Oreal. More than a shampoo, cleanses like a shampoo, cares like a mask. 3 times more softness, 2 times more detangling, more radiant shine for coloured or highlighted hair. Now, I'm not here to bash any of these brands. L'Oreal is a huge global corporation, and a lot of these, if you're a hair professional, a lot of these formulations are very similar to what you have in salon. They're not the same, but they'll be very, very similar. What I will say is that I'm kind of blown away by is that the 4th ingredient in this is fragrance. So this will be really fragranced. There's oil in here, coconut oil. Some people don't tolerate coconut oil very well. There are thickeners and things to kind of like make your hair very manageable. There's salicylic acid, so that's great for scalp health. I guess as well, it could help to detox the hair perhaps. I don't really know enough about the effect that salicylic acid has on hair, but it is great for scalp health. And obviously this is a shampoo. Citric acid is right down the list there. So, benzoic acid as well, which is great for kind of hair and scalp health. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how this is 3 times more softness or more than a shampoo. Beautiful packaging. But all of these products are really great formulations. The Elvive, you know, if there's something that I would recommend a friend to get if they can't get to a salon to buy a product or buy something online, because the formulations are great. So these remind me of the Body Shop. But these are interesting. Garnier, so by L'Oreal, but they're 97% natural ingredients. Hair food, coconut and macadamia. Interesting. And I've just been looking at the sort of ingredients, sorry, shadows, ingredients breakdown on the back. These are really impressive. I mean, they're going to make your hair feel really smooth. 97% natural origin ingredients. Remaining 3% ensure good preservation. So the things that aren't natural are basically the preservatives, and natural preservatives don't really exist, to be honest, to give products longevity. So yeah, really, I'm really interested in sunflower seed oil, which, like I said, is great for UV protection and for heat protection. Macadamia oil, almond oil, coconut oil. So if you've got thicker textured hair and you want smoothness, this is going to be great. And you can have it in banana, coconut, aloe vera, papaya, or watermelon. That would be the one I would be drawn to. But it's very interesting. Great formulation, you see, in the drugstore. Not to be bashed. And made by a huge international corporation. Well done, Garnier. So it's another hair icon and an iconic line, John Frieda. How many of you have used these serums at some point in your hair life, your hair journey? Hugely popular, like one of the best-selling hair products probably ever. I'm sure that one is sold every second. No one's been and bought one whilst I've stood here. But how many of you knew that it's the Federici lab that created John Frieda, and that's Gail Federici. Yes, it's a female CEO, big up to Gail, and they formulate Colour Wow. So those Colour Wow dream coats that everyone's going mad for, that this has a very similar formula to. So I've just been checking out the back here. A lot of dimethicone. The Colour Wow dream coat is mega dimethicone, but you know, $6.99. And their formulas are really incredible, I think, really cutting edge. It's quite a big line. I'm not sure I agree with the Go Blonder Lightning shampoo. Yikes, please don't use that. But you know, highlight activating as well, I've just noticed that. Controversial, hiding behind that sign. But this one here, this Weightless Wonder, featherweight cleansing and advanced smoothing, this has malic acid in it, which is great for strengthening finer hair. It does have dimethicone in it too, somewhere. Where are we? There we go, up here. So, but the malic acid will make the hair stronger if it's finer, so it's a great formulation. Won't make it grow from the roots, but it will make the hair that's on the head stronger. So brilliant formulations from John Frieda. And remember that often, many things are formulated by one brand. So yeah, and if you want to see that styling product video, let me know in the comments down below. Pantene, or Pantene if you're from America. Now, hugely popular, has a huge part of the market. Pantene is a, as we say over here in the UK, is another P&G brand. It's interesting to look out for this on packaging, you know, on any packaging really, but when it comes to beauty products. But it says helps reduce hair loss, and then down here it says due to breakage. And that's because this is something that will make your hair feel very manageable. So it contains 0% mineral oils or colorants. I guess that's good. It's not a clean formula, it's not, but, and it does contain, you know, sodium lauryl sulfate. Also worth mentioning that a few years ago, this would have had on the front, you know, maybe not this particular one, but there would have been one that said sodium lauryl sulfate free, because that was a buzzword for something that was bad. But sodium lauryl sulfate is not bad, it's a surfactant, it's a cheap surfactant, and it makes things lather, and you know, it is the body of a lot of shampoo products. There's some great ingredients in here. There's the dimethicone in there, glycerin as well. It's going to make the hair feel very manageable. There are lots of things, panthenol as well, which makes the hair very manageable and makes the hair feel sort of thick and luscious. Lactic acid. So there's a lot of things in here that are going to make the hair very, very manageable and very smooth. But it's not going to make your hair grow stronger from the root. And I'm not sure, really, you're not going to get a lot of benefit from biotin being applied to the outside of the hair and bamboo being applied to the outside of the hair. I'm not sure at all. But again, a lot of research and development, a lot of R&D goes into these products. So they're not bad, they're just not the same as something that you might spend, you know, £20 on. The quality of the ingredients will be slightly different and the formulation will be different. I was just about to get on the escalator and then I spotted this. Nourishing banana hair drink, 10 times smoother, mirror-like shine. From Garnier, Ultimate Blends. I mean, yeah, your hair goes from this to this, and then apparently with one dose of this, and then at the back there is a kind of disclaimer telling you that the illustration of the contemplated results obtained after applying hair drink under normal use conditions and use of a blow dryer. So basically after you blow dried your hair smooth, that's what it looks like. Well, yeah. But even more interestingly and slightly disturbing, store this on a high shelf so a child doesn't get to it, don't drink it, and the ingredients are underneath the back label. It says it's silicone free. There will be some kind of dimethicone ingredient in there, I would suspect. I'm not going to peel the label off, but this would be a no from me. Unless you had really heavy textured hair, maybe, perhaps, but the storage instructions, a bit scary. Sorry, Garnier. Goodness me, the lighting in here is no one's friend. So let's go outside and have a quick catch up. So that's it. We got in and out of Boots without being nobbled by the security. In fact, everyone in there was very, very pleasant, very helpful. Was there stuff that I talked about that you absolutely love? Let me know in the comments down below. Would you like this to be a series? Would you like me to do that hairstyling video? Maybe hair colour that you get from the drugstore? Shock horror, I hear you gasp. Let me know in the comments. I have a strict policy. You leave a comment and I will always, always, always reply to you. It's going to chuck it down with rain, so it's time for me to go home. But a huge thank you for watching this. You'll take lots of care and I'll see you in the next one.